So yeah, the end of Preflight, which is a real shame. It's a podcast that, especially when Toonami first started, and I saw that they were coming out with a weekly podcast, a little bit of insight about the channel itself, I was like really into it, and I spent a lot of time watching the podcast over the years. Now, I've had like times where I've come in and out of watching it, and in all honesty, like I hadn't really watched it a lot this year. But just for it to drop on a dime like that, I did hear that Adult Swim was stopping all their streaming services. And when they had the Adult Swim Festival just happen, they had Preflight on there, and at the end they're just kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, this is it. We're gone. It's the end.
Yeah, I saw that. I ended up watching that episode after you sent it to me. So I had heard that the Adult Swim streams were ending in general, and I guess I just hadn't put two and two together that also meant Preflight was ending. And same with me, it was always an off and on thing. And right when they started doing it, which I believe was like a couple of years after Toonami had come back, I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, it was like February of 2015.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But I remember right when they started doing it, it was really exciting, and I was watching it week to week and shit. But then I dropped off of it for like a few years, and like kind of forgot that it existed. And then I remember I started rewatching some of the older episodes that I found uploaded on YouTube. Like, and this was just a few months ago. I started going through all the ones I could find on YouTube, and like just getting wasted and enjoying them, I guess. And Yeah. And then out of nowhere, I guess they ended, and you brought that to my attention just a few days ago. And watching that final episode, it's so weird because for the most part, it plays out like a semi-normal episode, only with like a few big announcements in there because it was Adult Swim Festival and whatnot.
Right.
But then you're right. Right at the end, they just kind of throw in, yeah, this will probably be the last episode of Preflight. Bye. And you're just like, oh fuck, all right.
It's a big disappointment to me because they said that they might do more Q&As, which is like, that's a plus. I'd like to see more from them, but it's going to be a little more basic now.
Those are cool guys too. Yeah, I love listening to them talk about shit.
They have a great chemistry together, and they're really interesting to hear banter back and forth. But
and part of the reason we wanted to start this podcast was kind of because Preflight ended, and we kind of wanted to do something in lieu of that, in a similar vein to Preflight. And we've been friends for a few years now, long distance friends, and we seem to have a fairly good banter between ourselves. So we thought this might be a decent idea.
Yeah, and like there's other Toonami podcasts out there, obviously, and there's like really, I just think there's always room to get a different opinion out there, and we both have like very strong opinions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially when it comes to like the topic of Toonami, which we've discussed is like kind of niche and like only for a specific crowd of people, I guess. So to me, there can't be too many Toonami themed like fan material at this point. To me, it doesn't seem like an overdone thing, and I think we could definitely add our own flair to it. So here we are. Do we have anything else to say about Preflight ending, or any other thoughts you want to give on that show, or?
I mean, honestly, I would like to see a resurgence of Preflight at some point. At one point,
in some way, shape, or form. Yeah.
Yeah, there was once a time without a Toonami, and we got a Neo Toonami to take place. Maybe we could do something like that, give a little insight. Obviously, we are just coming from the perspective of fans, but both of us... Neo Preflight. But like both of us have been making Toonami content for a long time, and we really just want this to mean that much more, and just to connect with the Toonami community a little bit more, and just branch out, get our opinions out there.